everybody. Hope you guys are doing really good tonight. Well, okay, I know I've been promising that I would do a Caesar salad with my greens. So I'm going to show you how I make it. It's my favorite meal. And I'm just keeping an eye on the weather because I'm addicted to weather. So the first thing I'm going to do is try and not say a lot. So this is my beta test. So what I like to do is just go ahead and buy some pre-grown and washed romaine salad. And this is organic. Josie's Organics. And sometimes you can grow these. So I'll probably try and regrow those and just to make it a clean cut. I'll take a knife and just cut that away. And I'm going to go ahead and do just a little bit more. That's one thing that I'm looking into growing my own. Okay, that's going to be enough. Is lettuce. I've noticed that a lot of the grow lights are gone, and I think everyone's kind of catching on that the party's over, and which is probably a good thing to some degree, but I don't know. I liked the way things were, but it's just important to be open to change. We gotta roll with it, baby. Okay, so now that I've done that, take an egg. I like buying the organic extra large eggs. I know no Julia Child's here. Going back to the water, rinse off my hands. Okay. Then I'm going to take just a little pinch of sea salt. This is kind of a quick and easy Cheater's Caesar. A Cheater Caesar. But it's going to be delicious. Then I like to add, I guess part of the secret to a cooking video is having everything else. So let's do a little cracked pepper from the pepper mill. Set it here for now. And one of the most important things is going to be, I typically use whole flat anchovies, but for time's sake, since I just, want to make it pretty quick and easy, I'm going to use anchovy paste. So you're just going to squeeze it out. If you don't like anchovies, this salad is not going to be for you. But if you're addicted to anchovies, like a seal, sometimes I feel like a seal. Like if they ever tracked and traced me from my grocery store, they would think I had a pet seal in my house. And I just think it's the most wonderful thing in the whole world. Anchovies, I love anchovies. Okay, then you can either use a whisk, but I choose to go ahead and kind of stir it up with that, and I need to get some lemon juice. I kind of go ahead and break it up, emulsify it. But hang on a minute, this will be a little bit better if I go ahead and do the lemon. I like Myers lemons, and I'm just going to squeeze about half the lemon. I don't use just a ton of acid in it, because if you do that, it's going to overpower. It's going to just overpower it. But there just may not be enough to break up the anchovy paste. on to this Meyer lemon a little too long, I'm sure. You can get a lot of juice out of one. Okay. Just keep stirring it. I think I'm going to need the whisk now. I put a little more lemon juice in there than I had. The lemons that I have are not as ripe as I normally like. And then to get the lemon juice, sometimes I'll just press it, like roll it like that. Work out, get a little upper body workout. Here. Oh, this one's nice and juicy. And then I just use my hands like a strainer. There we go. It's a little more like it. Now we're going to use the whisk and really get that anchovy paste emulsified. Those of you that are scared to eat a raw egg, yeah, I'm not pushing anything, I'm just showing you what I like. It's got a lot of protein in it. Little salad has a lot of protein in it. Okay. It's about the consistency that I like. Okay. And you can always taste it. If it's too lemony, then you need to add a little bit more. No, that's really good. That's just how I like it. I like it kind of fishy. I think I'm part seal. Okie doke, so I'm going to clean up my area a little bit. We're done with all that. So, I'm going to do half a cup of olive oil. Oops, sorry. This is my little half cup olive oil. I'm going to add half a cup of olive oil to the lettuce. Let's see. I don't have a lot of kitchen space, counter space, but okay. So we're going to do half this cup of olive oil into the salad mix that I have. That's another thing I'm kind of addicted to is olive oil. Then the coup de grace. Let's see, this is in the way. I'm going to go ahead, because I want this to really mix in well. Actually, let's do it like this. Went ahead and added my olive oil. Now I'm going to go ahead and I want you to see these greens. And this is my Ezekiel bread right here that I'm going to cut up into coupons. So this is an enormous amount of greens. This is the amount that I got from that 1 pound bag. There's actually a whole nother one of these. That light's really harsh. Okay. I want you to get a really good view of that. It's a lot. It's a lot of greens, you guys. I should say sprouts. Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to take a handful of these. I'm going to put it in my salad bowl. You know, I want some living food. Living food in a dying world. No, it can't all be that bad. Not yet, y'all. But while we still can, while we still can, we might as well. These guys, they're just, you know, they're just happy to be here. So, I've got a lot of greens in there. Sprouts, greens, semantics. I'm going to put them back in their little sleeping bag. Make sure that you do the zip like that. And I'll go ahead and put them in the fridge. Clean the little area up again. Okay. Then you go ahead. Sorry, I missed a little area right there. So you can see in there. Okay. So now I'm going to take my mixture, which is an egg, and I would say maybe a fourth of a cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice. But once you start making this, I don't really do that much measuring. You'll kind of be able to figure out whether it's too acidic or if it's not, it doesn't have enough acid. Everyone is a little bit different on how they like their Caesar. Okay, so now that I've got the product in there, you can mix it up with a spoon. I just use my little spatula. Just toss it all in there. That's delicious produce. You just combine it. Really, if you use your hands, which I do typically, you kind of spread everything out around a little bit better. Okay, so I've got that fairly well distributed. That up. And then I'm going to go ahead, about a handful Parmesan cheese, HB, around the top, just a little bit more protein, plus it just tastes incredibly good. And then you can go ahead and mix that up too. And we're going to set it to the side. I'm going to put a plate over it. It's spring and, you know, gnats and stuff start getting inside. Or, you know, here, we'll just do it like that. We're going to put that to bed. Over to the side. Alright. Next thing to do, I don't know if there's any way that you can see, but I'll just do it from over here. Skillet. And I'm going to fill this pan. You know, I didn't do any garlic. This is one thing I left out, but I mean, I can live without it tonight. I'm just going to put just a little bit of olive oil in here. I've learned the hard way. I really don't need that much olive oil. So I'm going to heat up my skillet. Normally, that's the one thing I didn't do today, is that I would pretty much roast some garlic in this olive oil and make a flavored olive oil. I already really have one. This is from my last several salads. So I do have garlic infused olive oil. I'll probably use it tomorrow night because I'm going to make it again tomorrow night. And I'm going to show you how I do the garlic if I make it again tomorrow night. Which I will, but I don't know if you want to see another video. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on. I can't even tell if you can tell. But so we're going to flame. Put it on about medium, a little over medium. Okay. Meanwhile, let me come back over here. Let that get good and hot. And I'm running out of Ezekiel bread, so I've got to make a trip to the market tomorrow. I'd like to find a recipe to make my own homemade sprouted bread. So I really do kind of live on it. I have a really simple diet. It's just made my life a little bit easier having, you know, when you have a lot of health issues, sometimes you don't feel like cooking, you just don't feel like doing anything. But you gotta eat. And the simpler that you can keep your diet, really, the better. Healthier, the better. And I find that eating healthier is easier than eating unhealthier. So I'm just using a little serrated bread knife. And we're going to cut, I'm down to the heel and kind of a broken piece. Boy, that light is so bright. I don't know how that's translating over here. But just cutting them up into cubes. It is a little bit bright. I gotta figure out the lighting situation, guys. So, you know, the Ezekiel bread. It's so good. I'm gonna drop it in the skillet. You can hear it kind of hiss. This Ezekiel bread's getting on the dried outside, so I keep it in the fridge. That's where I live. Everything mildews super quickly. Okay, I need to clean this up a little later. This actually came out of a French recipe book, and I have it's an older French cuisine. It's kind of the original way that a Caesar is made, or a French way that a Caesar is made. So we can be très français right here in the house. So I'm just toasting these, and if you're not good at flipping the skillet, just kind of turn them over. You don't want to overcook them, but you just do want to get them really infused with the olive oil. They kind of look like that, but I'm putting it back on the fire. But I'm done with that for right now. Done with that. So that's pretty much about it. I'm going to crank these up just a little bit more. See, they're looking pretty toasty. I'll bowl back up here. It's looking really good. So see, when you use these sprouts, you're really stretching your lettuce to make it last longer, and you're adding a lot of nutrients like copper, all the kind of things you might not get in a regular diet. It just stretches out your produce, and really, I don't need as much produce as I used to. I don't eat as much as I used to. Now that I found these salad greens, it's really simplified my life. I just don't, I know where they're coming from. I know you know who hasn't been altering them. Okay, ready. saves you so much money. And it just saves you so much money. It's unreal. Okay, I would imagine these are pretty much ready. Yeah, they're ready. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. I hope there's a thunderstorm. So I'm going to spoon this on my plate. The light's really bright. I'll probably have to redo this. I'm not really sure how to the light, y'all. Okay, I guess you guys have the idea. And see, I really only used a heart and a half of romaine. So that's kind of a lot right there. Then we're going to put the croutons on top. And they're the Ezekiel bread, so they're healthy. And then I like a lot of sea salt, so I'm going to go ahead and do another pinch of the Himalayan. Himalayan sea salt is just the best. You know, you cannot go wrong. I have a salty palate, kind of like a seal. Okay, and of course this cuptail's going in the wash tonight. And then since it's just dinner for one tonight, I'm going to use paper towels, my napkin. I'm just keeping it simple, y'all. And a fork. And this, my friends out in the universe, is my microgreen Caesar salad. Bon appetit, and I hope you're enjoying your evening and tuning out of all of this noise that's going on tonight. Take the weekend off from the rabbit hole. Okay. Well, I will see you all later, and have a good night, and bye-bye.